Conservative Bill Koenig told Jan Markell on her program, which is called Understanding the Times with Jan Markell, that the devastating drought in California that we've been talking about at this point for a year or more may have something to do with California's support of same-sex marriage and LGBT rights. I know. You might be saying, wait a second, didn't California reject gay marriage by Proposition 8? And you might be wondering what on earth this lunatic is talking about, but he has an explanation. I'm going to play it for you. Let's cue it up and see if I can
Bill, sometimes we think of judgment as being
times, and
let me cue it to the right point.
It's a very
Take a listen.
at watch.org as well. And Bill, you write in one of your most recent, and the quotes I've been giving, Bill's quotes are heavily out of this newsletter, and you say, right now the state of California has only about 1 year of water supply left in its reservoirs, and our strategic backup supply, groundwater, is rapidly disappearing, and you suggest perhaps that this is even more judgment?
Well, that was a NASA report a couple weeks ago that said that they had that 1 year supply in their reservoirs, and they're already cutting back substantially. The California Governor Brown has required, I think, anywhere from 25 to 32% reduction in home use of water. So, Jan, we've got a state that over and over again will go against the Word of God, that will continually take positions on marriage, on abortion, and on a lot of things that are just completely opposed to the Scriptures. And fortunately, a lot of times when it starts in California, it spreads to the rest of the country.
That's
and
right.
even spreads to the rest of the world. So there very likely could be a drought component to this judgment.
There you go, Lewis. It's very, very likely that God's judgment against gay marriage is coming in part in the form of California droughts. Now, does that mean that the tornadoes in Oklahoma are divine judgment for that state's opposition to gay rights?
I don't think it's we should be confusing people with that. Let's just focus on California now. Why can't God just strike all the gay people with lightning? And why can't God just go like that and kill all the gay people?
Lewis, are you saying that there's some holes in the logic that for hundreds of thousands of years now, as long as modern humans have existed, that God has created and or allowed homosexuality to exist, is against it because it's sinful, and chooses, rather than to just take out the gay people, send very indirect messages, like, for example, a drought in California, a state that, while is in some ways open to LGBT rights, also rejected gay marriage via Proposition 8. This is this is the most nuanced God I've ever heard of.
God truly does work in mysterious ways, if we are to believe this nonsense.
I have to admit, in some sense, I admire people like Koenig's absolute devotion to idiocy that he is able to possess. There's sort of like this innocent purity of thought that is a wonder to behold. And I don't admire it in the sense that I think it's logical or smart or positive or anything like that. I admire it in the sense that I believe that ignorance is in some way bliss, and this guy has framed up a worldview that really insulates him from having to ask really hard questions about the world around us. Hey, the drought, yeah, it's God. God's punishing us for the gay stuff.
I think that's what's so appealing about religion to many people, is that you do have the answer to all of life's questions, laid out in front of you very simply.